Hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the TWNRGY Podcast.
Thank you very much.
What? I just wanted to give you guys some tips on where to find us. The main thing, well, obviously you found us if you're watching this, but...
you found us, thank you. We were lost for a little while.
Search, first one is YouTube. Go on YouTube and search TWNRGY, TWNRGY. And also do the same thing on Facebook, search TWNRGY. And then also we have a Patreon account. Or first off, we have an Instagram account. Do it for the gram, y'all. Gram it up. Grammy season's coming up. Yeah, folks. Get those grams.
Award-winning.
Likes, comments, whatever. But yeah, search for us on Instagram. Search TWNRGY. And then also, Patreon. We have a Patreon account. That website is www.patreon. And it'll be /TWNRGY. And on Patreon, you'll be able to see our videos, and you'll have an opportunity to contribute if you'd like, whether it's monthly or a one-time contribution. There is expenses that are factored into this, whether it's posting and other things of that sort. But if not, feel free to continue to watch us for free and enjoy the material that we put out. And Adam has some other information in regards to how you can find us.
All right. The other things you could do to find a place to, say, listen to us on is go on Apple iTunes, go on that search bar, type in TWNRGY, TWNRGY, and then our podcast will pop up. Also, the same for Spotify. Just type in our TWNRGY name. It'll come up. And then go on Stitcher. It'll come up and you'll find us, and you could download an app for Stitcher and Spotify on your phone. This way it makes it easy. You get there, you're on the go.
Yeah, if you have Apple, it's already on the phone, I believe.
Yeah, you already have the Apple iTunes app on there. So yeah, Apple, you have Android, whatever you have,
what
download
your affiliation, just
whatever site you find yourself on. Download Stitcher or Spotify app. Type in TWNRGY and you'll find us.
And once you do find us on YouTube, if you could subscribe, that'd be amazing. It's just as good as contributing financially sometimes.
You can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Don't forget that.
Leave comments, leave suggestions.
We're open for it.
Open, ready for any suggestions and comments that you may have. Just let us know. We'll continue to bring information about health and wellness. And just want to say thanks again for listening to us. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
With the TWNRGY Podcast. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care. Love you.
Hey everybody. Thank you for joining us today on the TWNRGY Podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Adam Fernandez.
Woo!
Bam.
Bam. Adam. Live and in effect. Bam. Here we go. Today we're talking about a podcast that I'm sure, or the subject of the podcast is something that most, if not all of us, can relate to, and it is the overuse of smartphones. Kind of funny, we're recording this with a smartphone, but either way, a lot of people, if you go out, you see it's happening. People are on their phones
while they're driving, while they're walking,
doing a little bit of everything,
while they're walking their babies.
And if they're not just using phones, maybe they're using other devices. They got little pigeons, little carrier pigeons sending messages to one another, like Mike Tyson. I know he used to be a pigeon guy. Or those who, I don't know if you remember back in the day, the little tin can, the string. Like, what's going on, man? Hey, man, how's it going?
Didn't really work.
Didn't work. It works a little bit. That little
bit,
string, it transfers a little bit, but you can't go too far. But you gotta keep it tight, man. Keep it tight, keep it right. And then, or if you also are that type of individual that, I don't know if you remember back in the day, a little bit of a throwback, a little telephone game.
Walkie-talkie,
like 10 people in the room. Like someone said, hey, Aaron got new shoes. And then by the time it goes around those 10 people, it comes full circle. Hey, Aaron stepped in dog poop. So either way, we're all communicating, using communication a little bit too much. But especially smartphones, that is. But like I was saying, just next time you go out, take inventory. Look at when you go get something to eat, or when you're at a bar, or when you're out with your friends, you're at a movie theater, you're at the park. Even on our bike ride today, man, you just see everybody's face buried in their phones. They're like thumbing it away, typing away.
Got a notification, that sound.
Scrolling, swiping, getting your date on. Swipe right, swipe left. But everybody just has their face buried to it. Like, think of it like a moth drawn to a flame, or a fly on dog crap. It's just inevitable. Everybody nowadays faces buried in their phones. Even at the gym. At the gym, everybody's texting away, checking out their IG, doing it all. It's fine. You can do it. I do mine as well. But yeah, and just wherever you go, just take inventory. A lot of people are definitely on their phone a little bit too much than they should be. But yeah, just the main reason why we're talking today is just because of the overuse of smartphones. If you, depending on, I guess I'll say phones nowadays, one thing I like to equate them as is like vampires. They're sucking up your time and utilizing any time that you could be doing something else, whether you're hanging out with your family, hanging out with friends, whatever the case. But all these smartphones have so many gadgets and gadgets built into them that makes us want to use them, whether it's like health trackers, it's just communication aspect, texting, making your own little emojis. If you got one of those, I think it's like the new Apple that you can make emojis, even I think Samsung does. But either way, people are always on their phone, and not just the phone features, just all the different apps that people have. Like they're creating new apps all the time, daily, hourly, minute by minute. There's always a new app, whether you want to order food, whether you want to go on a date.
Technology, man, makes life easier.
Can't
complain.
So they say, yeah,
that's a good thing. I think
it's possible. Yeah, it is.
To have more time to spend doing other things you enjoy. Not that you have to be on your phone doing it all the time, but technology makes life a lot easier, and you can go do things you enjoy more.
Yeah, and I agree. But that it does become cumbersome and overbearing sometimes when it's an excuse, like, oh, it makes things so easy, but then when you're doing everything, like maybe you don't have to, you can have somebody go buy your groceries, have somebody wash your car, you do it all via text, but then you do it so you can go on Instagram, go on Facebook, and do all those other things. Is that really what you want to utilize your time for? But I do think that I agree.
Not everybody does that, but yeah, a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. But I feel I agree. I feel as though it does save up or kind of save time for us, and we'll be able to utilize that time elsewhere. But it's just, like I said, it's just a drain. It's like a vampire just leeching onto you, a little leech or whatever the case, sucking your blood, sucking your time. But I'll say the point of today's podcast is just to kind of show the other side. Like Adam said, there's so many benefits to uses of smartphones, but just show the negative aspect, the passive, the indirect outcomes that are negative on a daily basis, because we're always on our smartphones, always on our tablets, looking at screens constantly. Yeah, like Adam was saying, the smartphones do provide a lot of benefit to our life and allow us to get, like, I'll say multitask or get things done that we don't have to go to the store to run an errand or whatever the case. But the point of today's podcast is just kind of shine light on the negative features that a lot of people don't really see and understand, because they're always just so enamored about what's going on with their smartphone, like all the bright things, the colors, the pictures, the little whatever the case may be. But we're drawn to those things like no other. But next off, just want to kick it off to Adam over here, and he can go forward on his part.
All right. Hey everybody, I'm going to talk about some of the negative aspects of prolonged use of smartphones. In 2018, 4,637 people died from the use of smartphones, whether they're on a phone while driving, you're walking, and you're on your phone, something happens, you fall in a hole, you get hit by a car. Well, I've seen stuff, people fall in open man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure.
And I think it was in China, some dude was walking, and he's on his phone, and boom, flew down this open manhole or elevator or something.
See people walking a drink or a water fountain.
Yeah, in Philadelphia, I think that was.
No, ladies try to sue people for laughing at her. It's like, man, get off your phone.
So, just so many ways for us to be distracted, possibly lose our lives, whether it's for taking a selfie in Utah, whatever. I gotta get this up, just one more step back, boom, you're dead.
The next viral picture, planking, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's just terrible that people get so enamored with their smartphone, and it ends up being their life given away for it.
Because when you kind of said it, but when we went to Utah a couple years ago,
yeah. somebody had died a couple days before, just taking a picture. Taking a picture.
They want to get the best picture, that crazy picture. They're at the edge of the rock, just trying to get the whole canyon in the picture. I think they want the best picture. I guess the best picture was their last picture.
Yeah, and then this, cause even last week I was driving and I saw some lady buried with her head in her phone, and she was crossing a busy driveway, and she just typing away, reading or whatever, and then a car honks at her because the cars had the right of way to go. She wasn't paying attention, and she looked up, put her phone down, and just scurried across the street or across the driveway because she knew she was in the wrong. She needed to hurry up, get across the street. But I mean, just goes to show that she could have been hit by a car, injured, or even possibly died. But
well, as long as she has all the info, who's doing what on IG, Facebook, that's all that matters. Who's doing what? What's the next viral video? Keyboarding cat over here.
And that's just one story among many I've seen, and just even driving earlier today, just seeing people, person after person on their phone, and you kind of tell when somebody's on the phone. You can see at a distance the car is kind of weaving around.
They're going a little slower than everybody else.
Swimming. But yeah, just
a serpent.
Yeah, but aside from phone deaths, like people getting, I think it's 1.6 million accidents a year with their cars or whatever, and this ends up equating to about $40 billion in damages and injuries. There's so much money that goes into fixing your car, paying for medical insurance, and this, that, and the other.
Paying for lawyer fees, all that crap.
And then with all these accidents that are attributed to smartphone use and other accidents as well, it increases people's insurance rates and premiums.
My rates, my premium. I'm trying to put my phone down when I drive, not necessarily.
Like I would, I'm a pretty good driver and don't get in accidents or get tickets, only Italian speeding tickets.
Tell me about it. Two in 1 week. Big brother over there, cameras and everything.
Right. Yeah, it's just with all these insurance stuff, people could be paying attention a lot more and have lower insurance rates and be able to save extra money. But I mean, people want to use their phones at inopportune times, getting in accidents, hurting themselves, hurting others.
Gotta reply to somebody. If they don't get that response within a minute, they're gonna be mad. They're like, why didn't you respond to me? I don't know. I was walking across the street.
Yeah.
I was driving.
It's just good to stay off your phone. This way you kind of interact with your friends and family who are around you. Or also, maybe if you want, you're in a public area, you're kind of hanging out, you could like people watch and see somebody who might be on their phone, walk and trip because they weren't paying attention, something you might have done in the past, whatever I might have done, I don't know. But I mean, it's just good, just kind of like put the phone away. I always I'll try to just turn off my phone for a few hours throughout the day, and also just keep my phone in like my bedroom. Just this way I'm not having it next to me and want to check it. So it just kind of helps me to stay off my phone and be more focused and present in that moment rather than thinking about, oh, this, that, the other, whatever's going on my phone.
Tips and tricks over here. Put that phone away, turn it off, be more involved in what you're doing as opposed to involved in your phone.
And there's kind of a fact about smartphones. 47 out of the 50 states in our great United States make it illegal to be on your smartphone while driving. So that's a great thing, but I don't know what's up with those other 3 states that don't want to make it illegal.
They're the non-contiguous, I guess Alaska,
Puerto
Hawaii.
Rico.
Does Puerto Rico count?
That's not even a state. It's the 51st state, but I don't know. Just make it happen. Get out there. Just come on, states. Let's make it illegal. But I mean, just if somebody gets a ticket, then maybe that prohibits them because you're spending $200 whatever dollars.
They're pricey. That's what I hear, man.
Yeah,
I don't need to be giving people my money because I can't sell off my phone.
And so then maybe that's like a wake up call for somebody not to spend more money. Like, hey, I just blew this $200 something bucks. It could have gone towards a car payment or whatever.
Insurance goes up
saving.
too.
Yeah, it
points
adds
on
up.
your record. It's horrible.
I know some people who've had multiple tickets for that. So I mean, obviously they didn't learn for getting one ticket.
Living in the moment, man. I gotta get to where I'm going. Checking that Waze. I gotta message people while I'm driving. Come on,
So
man.
I don't know. Hopefully, it deters people from wanting to do that, be on their phone while they're driving, but not for everybody. So,
It's deterring me, man. It's deterring you.
That's me, yeah.
It's working for
That's
us.
my main thing. Myself, listening, following the rules for the most part.
I'm just like, you don't have to have all that heartache, the problems, the issues, because you can't control yourself in your smartphone use.
Definitely. But that kind of wraps up my section. I'm going to pass it on to Aaron.
Bam, Super Bowl mood. Pass it over here.
Got Mahomes.
Diss me the rock. Woo! Hey everybody, back here. I just want to cover some of the studies that I found out that basically kind of validate the negative effects of smartphones. One of them was done at Harvard, and it was saying that people who have it said like overuse of small devices, which is kind of general, kind of vague, but all the small devices, it could be tablets, it could be smartphones, whatever the case may be. But overuse of small devices led to people being more passive. And by being more passive, they're less likely to interact with individuals, they're less likely to communicate with people. So I see the writing is on the wall when people are on their phone because they always want to communicate via their phone as opposed to in person. And it's kind of sad because I think so many beneficial things like joy, happiness, so many great things come from communicating and talking to individuals. Whether you have a friend that's having a tough time and they just want to talk and you just need someone to listen to them, then they have the benefit because you're listening to them. They feel better. You feel good because you're helping a friend, or vice versa. If you need somebody to talk to, it's good to be able to call somebody or talk to somebody in person. And even just learning. It's all about interacting with people, communicating with people, whether you learn from a family member, a friend, a coworker, your professor at school. It's all about communicating and interacting with people. And it's just a benefit that is you can communicate via a smartphone and the internet, and you can learn on the internet, but it's great to have that one-on-one interaction, whether it's through the phone by talking to somebody or in person. And there's just so many beneficial things. You can have conversations with your friends, have conversations with your family, and really show people that you love them. And that's what's great about not being passive. But the more you use your cell phone, the more you use your tablet, the more you communicate via social media, the less likely that you are not going to be the more likely you're going to be passive, and you're not going to want to communicate, maybe keep things to yourself. You do become more successful in life and more enriched, more happy when you express yourself a little more, talk to individuals and communicate. But then also this same study showed that the increased use of small devices led to people being less empathetic, meaning that they're less likely to show their emotions and less likely to care about other people's emotions, which is sad because like say you see somebody like Adam was kind of talking about earlier, well, they're on their phone and they're not looking where they're going and they fall and they trip.
Yeah.
But then people are not going to have any empathy. Like,
you don't want to help them. You just sit there, point and laugh.
Oh, dang. The only time I did see Adam and I didn't have empathy is when we were at Kelsey Fullerton. Some dude was riding on his skateboard and he just flipped. But
was that me?
Yeah.
I fell on my skateboard at school.
Yeah, he did it. I don't know if it was
on a rock or something.
Yeah, you get caught under the little wheels and
did a somersault, pop right back up. That was actually pretty cool. It's kind of slick. Looked like I meant to do it.
A little Ninja Turtle, little spry. But but people have less empathy, and like whether or not you see somebody get hurt on the road, somebody get mugged, or just like a robbery happen, like either you just don't care, you laugh, you're like, huh, that sucks, or you're just that person that just doesn't interact at all and you just go about your day, which would suck if you think about it this way. Say that people are robbing individuals and they're getting away with it because people are less empathetic. You see somebody get robbed, get their purse stolen, like, oh, whatever, somebody else will help. But people will notice that, these criminals, I'll say, and they'll start doing it more. Like, hey, I got rid of it. And then new people will start seeing this stuff happen, and they'll start doing it because we have a less empathetic society and culture. Yeah. So come on, people, put down those phones, have empathy towards one another, share emotions with one another, and then kind of be receptive of the emotions that people are putting out there. That way you can maybe help them if things are going badly. And I'll say there was this one other story like where Adam and I did have empathy. Him and I were driving home one night and somebody had ran a red light and ran into another car and just skirted on their way. Adam was driving, and so we started following that guy who just hit that other car and run. And then I called the police, and they're like, oh, having me stay on the line and just kind of telling them exactly where we were at, where was the other guy at. Finally, the guy stopped in front of a house, and we kept our distance, but we stopped as well. And within a matter of moments, there was helicopters, there were several police cars, and I had empathy, and so did Adam, for the fact that it sucks to get hit and run. Like then you have to deal with the insurance, and you have to deal. And
it's your problem, so the other person's problem.
And if you got injured, like that's very unempathetic of that individual who hit that person and ran. I don't know if they were drunk or just whatever. They just didn't want to get in trouble, didn't have a license. But either way, having empathy for somebody, like, yeah, you messed up. Own up to the problems that you did. You got in an accident. So be it. But don't be that type of individual that
probably stems from other issues from the person, other problems that they might have been.
I know, and they're just escalating and creating more problems. And then this one escalated even further because they got caught and they hit and ran when they could have just stopped to begin with. But now I don't know what happened. But yeah, have empathy, people. Put down those phones. Share experiences. Spread love. Enjoy yourself. And I have one more study I wanted to cover. And there was another study that was done in Spain that showed that the excessive and moderate use of smartphones led to increased cases of obesity as well as diabetes. And just kind of as a side note, diabetes is one of the top 10 causes of death in the United States as of 2018. And to be specific, it was number 6. And it's kind of disheartening because that's one that is so easy to, or that's one cause of death that's so easy to kind of mitigate and get that off the list. Even drop it down farther on the list for the fact that all you need to do is stop eating those sugary cookies and snacks and treats, put down those sugary drinks, as well as just kind of limit the carbs. Because when you do that, you're less likely to get diabetes, which is basically a fatty liver. Or no, diabetes is something different. I was thinking non-alcoholic fatty liver. But just put those things down, mitigate what you're putting into your system, and you can decrease your diabetes.
But the thing is, just with the whole smartphone and obesity thing, it's just people generally, when they're on their phone, they're being inactive, sitting down. Therefore, like a sedentary life, where that way you're sitting around, you're not being active, you're not losing weight, and maybe people who aren't on their phone as much, they're being a little more active, they're doing things, they're going on the walk, they're going to the gym, this, that, and the other, and just compared to people who just might be sitting around and checking their phone and seeing how life is.
How other people's lives are. Live your life and maybe share it with some other people, but in moderation. But part of the reason why people have increased issues of obesity and diabetes due to their smartphone use is that they're disrupting their sleep. And think about it, as we've talked about in our sleep podcast, you're looking at your screen phone or the screens on your phones till you go to bed. You get all that blue light in your eyes, which doesn't allow your brain to create the melatonin that helps you sleep at night. So you don't sleep well, you don't fall asleep right away, you're laying in your bed, and then also you're keeping your phone on your nightstand, maybe on your pillow, waiting for that chick or that guy that you met on Bumble, they hit you back, message them back, or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family, your work, whatever, maybe emails, text messages, and so that disrupts your sleep. Maybe you're looking at your phone, or you have the vibrations, the rings because you don't put your phone on silent, so all those are waking you up. So sleep disruption or not getting enough sleep is one of the main causes why people are obese, aside from their diets and not really getting exercises, but it does contribute to people getting fatter and holding on weight as opposed to keeping it off, because you might be doing good things, working out, eating well, but your sleep is not on point. So yeah, you do gain weight when you don't have great sleep. But one thing I try to do is put my phone on the other side of the room so it's not waking me up at night. Put it on silent, maybe put it on airplane mode. This way I don't have to affect my sleep and I can stay healthy, stay active, knowing that I got great sleep the night before because I value my sleep. I know this dude values his sleep.
Yeah, man. Gotta get that sleep. It's important every day, every night.
And I've learned some just tricks of the trade from Adam, and we've always kind of bat things back and forth to one another. But also one thing in regards, like Adam was saying, like people are more sedentary when they're on their phone, they're swiping around, scrolling, looking at things. But then also think about it. When you're looking at your Instagram pictures or your Facebook posts of other people, you're getting advertisements. And depending on what time of the day you're looking at it, you're getting advertisements for breakfast foods, for all those sugary coffee drinks, for lunch, for dinner, for dessert. And I think that's a contributing factor to why people are obese, that are constantly on their cell phones, whether it's moderate use and excessive use, because they're getting marketed to. And maybe if they weren't looking at their phones, they wouldn't have seen that advertisement for pizza or hamburgers or fries or soft serve ice cream. And so it's making them hungry. It's sending those cues to their brain like, hey, I'm hungry. What are you going to go do? All right, get that hamburger. Get that ice cream.
Cheeseburger. And dinner time, 4 o'clock. So you have your phone. They're going to be having all those advertisements for food. Because they're like, oh, okay, the person's get off work. See this fast food, that fast food, that
cheat
restaurant.
meal. Hashtag living my best life. Adam and I had ran into a guy at a going away party one time. It was about a year ago. And he does online advertising for food, or for restaurants. And just like Adam was saying, he says that his key times to hit people up are in the morning, or put posts about restaurants, or in the morning for breakfast, and in the evening around 5 o'clock. Well, like Adam was saying, people are coming home, looking at their phones, and they get these cues. Oh, like these indirect cues. Oh, there's a pizza little advertisement. There's a hamburger advertisement. But then the other one is at 7 o'clock. He said when people are getting out of the gym and they want to get something to eat because maybe they've worked out, and they're gonna get some gains, get some protein in that system. So
Wobble
grill it up, get that salmon, lean protein,
and veggies,
get those veggies in. But then, so that's another reason. So watch out for those phones. Watch out the times that you're looking at those phones, because they're gonna make you hungry and make you go get those cheat meals, living your best life. But yeah, that's my take on these studies. And I just think, put down the phone and you'll have a healthier life. But I think you have another subject matter you want to take care of.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to start off with my last section that I'm going to touch upon. It has to do with this setting on my phone. It's digital well-being. It kind of tells you, or it does tell you, what apps you use the most. So you can maybe take a stock with yourself saying, I need to delete this app, I need to get rid of this, I need to stay off that, limit it. Because I think on a lot of smartphones now, you can limit your usage for
well-being,
just your apps or even your phone in general. So then it also tells you how long you've been on your phone. And it's a good thing, because it just kind of, when I first noticed it, I was like, oh, it was fairly low. It said maybe on average I was on my phone for an hour, 20 minutes. And so I'm like, okay, I'm doing decent, I'm doing good. I could be on it less.
We all can.
Yeah, it's kind of good in that regard, because then I see that and I'm like, hour 20 whatever minutes. I could challenge myself. Next week I'm gonna bring that average down even lower, and then lower and lower and lower, just to where I'm on my phone the least amount of time. And I'm appreciating what's going on around me.
Keep that vampire phone away, man.
Yeah. Get off my neck, yo. Yeah, but and it was just cool. It just kind of helps me to want to challenge myself. So I always like to try to challenge myself for different things. This is just another thing.
Double dare. Over here, dare ya.
Boom. But yeah, it's just good, because then just kind of just tells you what you need to do for having a digital well-being and not having that unbalanced life of being more on your phone than being present with the ones you're around. So I don't know, it's a good way for other people to kind of challenge themselves as well. Maybe there's something on your phone, or you can download that'll just kind of manage your usage and your time on your phone. So yeah, just go out there. I know you can make it happen. It's just,
you can.
Yeah, it's gonna I make it happen. I make it a point. And so yeah, just do work and be around, be present with the people you're around, and stay off your phone.
do it. You need to be more productive without wasting that time on that phone. But I just want to maybe say a couple solutions or something to wean yourself off of using your phones too much. Like, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, go on a hike, go on a walk. Put that phone down, leave it in the house. And this way you're not tempted to want to look at it. Oh, I just want to see what time it is. Oh, I have it out. Oh, maybe I'll check this and I'll check that app. Check these notifications. Check the text messages. But be more active. Go out with friends. Talk with people as opposed to interacting with them socially or via social media. But then also try to do a digital detox. Kind of like what Adam was saying. Like, see if your phone has that setting that shows your digital well-being, and just kind of set limits to yourself. Say, all right, I gotta dumb it down by 50%, whatever the case may be. And then I had one more suggestion. But yeah, I think those are a couple of them. Just try your best to challenge yourself, get out of those comfort zones and put those phones away and enjoy life. Enjoy, like Adam and I said, enjoy the people around you, experience it.
They're not there forever, and then one day you're like, I just spent all this time on my phone. I never really got to talk to this person. Never really got to talk to that person as much. But it's like, well, why? You got to look at yourself.
Yeah, because you're the one who makes that ultimate decision.
Or look at the other person, because maybe they're on their phone, and then you can tell them to get off their phone.
Lead by example. Put those phones down. If you're a parent, put it down, because otherwise your kids see you, and they're on their tablets. Just today, we were at a hotel. I saw this kid had an iPad Pro. Two little kids, probably about like 5 and 6, and the kid had it like it was this close to his face.
It was so bright, and the kid had like the biggest smile, eyes so wide open, and like,
Both kids, and like I'll say, some parents maybe do that so they don't have to it keeps their kids' attention, but just maybe be interactive with your kids. Like that dad just seemed like totally disinterested and just wanted to get on with his day, and like he was happy that the kids were preoccupied. But it's a long-lasting damage that will affect them, I think, in their formative years, where they're not going to be able to interact. They're going to want to email everybody, text message everybody. They're not going to want to call, talk, interact, knock on doors, talk to somebody in person. So, yeah, just enjoy the ones you love without your phone. Bam. Thank you very much for joining us today on our kind of like digital detox phone abuse podcast today. Aaron,
and I'm Adam Fernandez.
TWNRGY Podcast. Thank you very much. Love you guys.
Have a good one. Take care.
Woo!
Bye.